I would say this movie is The Predator meets Edge of Tomorrow. What's up, everybody? So, this is my review of the new Netflix movie coming out, War Machine, starring Alan Ritchson, not to be confused with the other Netflix movie called War Machine, starring Brad Pitt, that came out years earlier. This one looks to be centered on Alan Ritchson's character, who is an Army Ranger, and a group of his other Rangers who are training heavy, and then they are in the battlefield, and then they encounter this thing that ends up looking and being a alien spaceship robot that starts to hunt them down one at a time. Sounds pretty familiar. It does have a lot of echoes of Predator, at least in my eyes. Now, it's looking like the movie is doing differently than Predator, which I kind of appreciate because premises are always recycled every 10, 20 years. It's not uncommon for Hollywood to do this. But what I like that it seems that the movie is doing is adding small adjustments here and there. So, for example, the first adjustment that it's automatically evident is in Predator, you're just kind of dropped in. From the first scene, really, it's the helicopter arriving wherever it is that they are in the setting, and Arnold and his group jump out of the helicopter, and then they get briefed on what the mission is. Here, it seems as if we're spending a lot of time with them in the beginning with training and understanding the dynamics between Alan Ritchson's character and other characters. Dennis Quaid also pops up in this movie, as well as Isai Morales. So you're kind of understanding who they are as people, as soldiers, and what the dynamic between certain characters are. So I think it's really interesting how they're just setting up the audience investing in the characters in a slightly different way. All right, cool. Now, as far as the quote unquote creature, it's a robot, and it is seeming as if it's giving them different ways in which to avoid being targeted by it. So whereas in Predators, they're trying to face it head on with all their weapons and muscles and teamwork, and nothing really ends up working until it's all stripped away. And in this one, it's looking like it is stripped away, where there's a scene in the trailer where Alan Ritchson's character is like, all right, no comms, no guns, hand signals, so no talking to each other, because I guess you have to be silent. It's one of the ways, I guess, it can track you and know where you are. So that seems really, really cool. And it seems like it's just a fun, kind of updated, modernized, but still has a kind of late 80s, early 90s action movie vibe to it, which I'm here for it. If you want to take me back to the 90s with your action movies, I thank you very much, because that was like the golden age for that. I'm also really happy for Alan Ritchson. Most people know him from Reacher, and that's only been around for, I think, 3 seasons now, and I've been there. I've loved every single episode of it. And I'm just really happy he's finding his success. Most people don't know this, but he has been grinding and trying to find that thing in Hollywood for about 20 years before he got Reacher. So I just appreciate his doggedness, his determination. And Reacher is great. He's done some other things outside of Reacher. He did the Guy Ritchie movie with Henry Cavill. He did this very heartwarming, based on a true story movie with Hilary Swank. He did a movie with Kevin James, which also I haven't seen yet, but it looks like it's terrific fun. But I just love that, he's getting his time, and he is taking advantage of that time. So I think we're kind of devoid of action heroes on a certain level. I know Jason Statham has been doing his thing for a long time. But I think some new blood was needed, and I'm so happy that Alan Ritchson is the dude that is doing that. Anyways, what about you guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Click subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.